तो सर्वेभ्यो नमः, सब बच्चों को नमस्ते. So let us start our class. Okay. In our last class, we learned two sentences in Sanskrit. Who remembers those two sentences? Ishita, do you remember those? So how many Vedas are there? So generally we say there are 4 Vedas, but is there any documented proof for that from ancient texts? So Samskruti is ready to answer and Veda is also ready to answer. Okay, Samskruti.
So I think the sentences are Agni, Rigveda.
Not Veda, not really. Okay. So that is the Vedas are connected, were revealed on which Rishi? So the sentence gives the answer to that question. But the question is, how many Vedas are there? So again, Samskruti. Samskruti, are you ready to say the sentence? You are muted.
So Guruji, so that there are 4 Vedas.
Okay, 4 Vedas. Yashita, do you remember that proof, that Vachan from Mahabhashya? You are muted, beta.
Chatvaro Vedaha Sangaha Sarahasya Bahuda Bhimna.
That's great. Chatvaru Vedaha Sangaha Sarahasyaha Bahudha Bhinnaha. No, Pranshi is ready to say. Yes, Pranshi.
Chatvaro Vedaha Sangaha Sarasyaha Bahuda Bhimnaha.
Great job. Sahasra.
Yes, Guruji. Chatvaro Vedaha Sangaha Sarahasyaha Bahuda Bhinnaha.
Great. Ayushi. Ayushi, you are not audible.
हेलो
हाँ जी बेटा, अब सुनाई दे रहा है.
जी आचार्य जी. चत्वारो वेदाः साङ्गाः सहरहस्याः बहुधा भिन्नाः.
Perfect. Thank you. Diti.
Chatvaro Vedaha Sangaha Saharahasyaha Bahuda Bhinnaha.
Perfectly, beta. Very great job. Now, finally, where is Surabhi? Surabhi, your turn, beta.
Chatvaro Vedaha Sangha Saharasyaha Bahuda Bhinnaha.
Thank you, beta. Very well done. And finally, Samskruti.
Guruji. Chatvaro Vedaha Sangaha Sarahasyaha Bahuda Bhinnaha.
Very nice. Very nice. So, next, moving forward to our session. Swati ji, please allow me to share my screen.
1 minute.
Okay. So rapidly from starting, what is the ultimate goal of human life? This is the rapid
Moksha.
Moksha. Okay. So what are the other names of the moksha in Hindi?
Mukti and Parandham.
That's great. And what are the names in English for moksha?
Salvation, emancipation.
Great job. Good. So what is dharma?
Emancipation.
Following the righteous path. Following the
Following-
right yes path.
Following righteous path. But
Path.
how can you define, how can you know that this is the right path and this is the wrong path? So what is
Treat
this?
others the way you want to be treated.
You want to be treated.
Great. And shloka, who is ready to say the shloka?
Me.
Yes, Pranshi.
श्रूयतां धर्म सर्वस्वं श्रुत्वा चैवावधार्यताम् आत्मनः प्रतिकूलानि परेषां न समाचरेत्
Yashita.
श्रूयतां धर्म सर्वस्वं श्रुत्वा चैवावधार्यताम् आत्मनः प्रतिकूलानि परेषां न समाचरेत्
All you are doing very great job. Right. Okay. So what is the eternal source of religion?
Vedas.
Vedas. Okay. So does dharma have beginning or end?
No dharma is eternal.
No.
No, dharma is eternal, right? Okay. So how many Vedas are there?
Four.
Four.
And the vachan and the sentence?
Chatvaro
चत्वारोवेदाः साङ्गाः सह रहस्याः बहुधा भिन्नाः
Okay.
Anga
Who said this sentence? It means,
Sadavahinnaha.
so who was the narrator of this sentence?
Maharshi
Patanjali.
Yes, Maharshi Patanjali. And this was narrated, this was documented in which book? Okay, that was Mahabhashya. Okay, that was Mahabhashya, right? Okay, so say the names of the four Vedas in the correct order.
Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda.
Great job. Okay, so is the knowledge of the Vedas eternal?
Yes. Yes.
How can you say that?
Yes. It doesn't have any beginning or end.
Because the prosperities of God, as God is eternal, the Vedas prosperities of God is also eternal. So, as the Vedas are prosperities of God, it is also eternal.
That's right. Great job. How did humans get the knowledge of the Vedas?
By four rishis. At the beginning of creation, God revealed the knowledge of Vedas to four rishis.
Oh, great. At the beginning of creation, God revealed the knowledge of the Vedas to four sages, four rishis, perfectly. You are correct with word to word. Okay, so Rigveda was given to which rishi?
Agni.
Agni Rishi.
Yajurveda was given to which rishi?
Vayu.
Vayu Rishi.
Atharva Veda was given to which rishi?
Aditya Rishi.
Angirasi.
Yeah, that was the wrong answer. I changed the
Rishi.
order.
Angira Rishi.
Yes, Angira rishi. Okay, Samaveda was given to which rishi?
Aditya.
Aditya rishi, right. So Atharva Veda was given to which rishi?
Angira Rishi.
Angira Rishi.
Okay. What sentence helps us to remember these things?
Agni Rigvedaha. Vayu
Vayurjurvedaः Adityat Samavedः Angirasu Yatharvavedaः.
Perfect, beta. Perfect. Now you are the teachers. You are not the students. Okay. Agni Rigvedaha, Vayur Yajurvedaha, Adityat Samavedaha, Angirasu Atharvavedaha. Okay.
Guruji, I
Yes,
have a
beta.
doubt. Is
Mhm.
this sloka? This Agni Rigveda?
No,
Is
this
that
is not the shloka. This is just a regular sentence.
okay? It's just a regular sentence, or like, can we call
Yes.
it a quote?
No, it was quoted by Shatabad Brahmana. It was quoted in the Shatabad Brahmana by Maharshi Yajavalkya.
Okay.
But the last part, Angirasu Atharva Vedaha, it was not quoted there. So I added that part of the quotation.
Yes,
Okay.
Guruji.
Okay, now my question is, Agni got the knowledge of Rig Veda, Vayu got the knowledge of the Yajurveda, but unfortunately, Vayu didn't have the knowledge of the Rig Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. Each Rishi of four got the knowledge of only one Veda. They were not aware of the knowledge of the other three Vedas, remaining three Vedas. Then, who was the first sage? Who was the first Rishi?
Brahma Rishi.
Brahma Rishi.
How do you know that?
Because you told it on the
You
surface.
said this.
Really? That's great. Yes, Rishi Brahma, he was the first person who learned all these four Vedas individually from the four Rishis. So that's why we mostly recognize him with four Vedas. So the Adi Rishi is Brahma. The Adi Rishi is Brahma, who got the authority over the four Vedas. Got? Great job, beta. I'm happy. Okay, next question. Okay, so when did the present creation come into existence?
1.97
billion years ago.
Okay, when did the knowledge of the Vedas come into existence?
1.96 billion years ago.
Okay, when did the human beings, the first generation of human being come into existence?
1.96
years ago.
billion years ago.
Okay, when did the sun of our solar family come into existence? Why do you hesitate? 1.96 billion years. That is the right answer. Okay, great.
Guruji, I have a
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
So, as soon as the earth was created, humans came into existence?
Say it again. Your voice was not coming clearly.
So like we said that the creation we are living right now has come into existence 1.96 billion years ago, right? And when
Mhm.
you ask the question, when did humans come into existence, the
Mhm.
correct answer was 1.96 billion years ago. So does it
Exactly.
technically mean that as soon as the earth was created, the humans came into existence?
Yeah, there was a little difference. Exactly, that was not the little difference. The time it took approximately more than the Treta Yuga, the time of the Treta Yuga. It means approximately 17 lakh years. But when we are talking about the billion years, then the time of the 16 lakh years or 17 lakh years, that is a very small part. We can neglect that, right? When we are talking about 1.96 billion years, when we are talking about the number 4.32 billion years in, then how do you recognize the small chunk of the time which takes only 1 million years in, 1 million years, right? So that's why we use approximately 1.96 billion years, right?
Yes, Guruji. So does that mean that there were actually dinosaurs before the humans?
Quietly possible. We cannot deny that. Quietly possible. All these were previously existed to the human race. So human race is one of the most recent races. And that was not come into existence through the process of uh, evaluation, revolution. But human beings came into existence in the same process where the very first being came into the existence. Okay, good question. So what is the language of the Vedas?
Sanskrit.
Vedic Sanskrit.
No.
Vedic
Yes,
Sanskrit.
Vaidic Sanskrit is the right
Vedic-
answer. Yeah. So you have to remember one thing is the Sanskrit language, whatever we use today, is a derivation of the Vedic Sanskrit language. So this language is derived from the Vedic Sanskrit language. There are very differences between Vedic Sanskrit language and Sanskrit language, right? So the right answer is Vedic Sanskrit language was the language of the Vedas, is the language of the Vedas. And that was the very first language of the universe. Okay, what is the other name we get in the Vedic literature for the Vedic Sanskrit?
Devavani.
You're right, Devavani. Great. What is the subject matter of the Vedas? This question was covered in our last session. All the true knowledge.
All the true knowledge
All the true
and
knowledge
consciousness.
concerning to matter and consciousness, physical knowledge and spiritual knowledge.
Wow, you are so brilliant. All true knowledge concerning to matter. And in which form the knowledge is packed in the Vedas?
In the
In the
seed
seed
form.
form.
In the form of a seed. So how will you explain what does it mean by form of a seed? Oh, Deepti.
You can count the number of the seed in an apple. You cannot count the number of apple in a seed.
In a seed.
So what does it mean? How does this quotation helps us?
We don't know that how many apples can come from one seed, but we know that how many seed can come from one apple.
Okay, how it is concerned with the question. Okay, Pranshi.
So the Vedas are like we should learn them, we should understand them, then only we know what is inside the Vedas and what do we get from it.
Okay, very good effort. Veda. Okay, Yashita, you are ready.
We have to sow the seed of Vedas in our Atma and then water it with our efforts to make it grow into a plant.
Great job, Veda. Very great job. That's right. So seed has all the sprouts, stems, branches, leaves, skin of a tree, birds, flowers, fruits in it. But if you want to get those, all the elements that are in a seed exhibited, so you have to make some efforts, right? Similarly, all the knowledge of the universe, which is required for human beings, that is cleanly, explicitly packed in a seed. It means in a mantra. If you want to elaborate the knowledge of the mantra, then you have to put some efforts. You have to go through a certain process. When you go through the certain process, the real knowledge that is given and that is packed in a mantra by God, you will get it. Right? So this is the meaning of the form of a seed. Yashita, I appreciate you. Okay, next. According to Vedic tradition, by what name are the verses of the Vedas known as? The
Mantras.
Mantras, right.
Mantra.
Good. So what is the subject of Rig Veda?
Gyan.
Yes.
Jnana.
Ah.
Jnana.
So what is the subject of Yajurveda?
Karma.
Karma. So what is the subject of Samaveda?
Upasana.
Upasana.
Okay, so what does it mean by Upasana? Upasana का मतलब क्या है बेटा? Look at the screen. So being with Almighty God, right? So Deepti,
Devotion and contemplation that leads to peace and bliss.
okay, great. That is Upasana. So being with Almighty God, so we are always with Almighty God, but we do not realize, we do not feel the coexistence of God, right? Okay, there are so many insects that are very invisible in our atmosphere that are coexisted with us.
Like
But
bacteria,
true,
corona.
like bacteria and very nano organism, but we do not realize them. We do not realize their existence, but they are existed with us, but we cannot recognize them. So similarly, God is always existed with us, with his eternal peace, with his knowledge, with his blessings, with his bliss. But we are not ready to recognize the existence of God with me. When I feel the existence of God through the process of meditation and yoga abhyasa, that is called upasana. Right? Okay. Okay. What is the subject matter of Atharva Veda?
Vigyan.
Vigyan, right? What other names are popular for Atharva Veda?
Atharvana Veda.
Good.
Atharvana Veda. Brahma Veda, Chando Veda, Angirasa Veda.
Oh, great. So Atharvana Veda, Brahma Veda, Chando Veda, and Angirasa Veda. These are the other names of Atharva Veda we find in the Vedic literature, right? Great. इतना बढ़िया किसी बच्चे ने नहीं सीखा मुझसे आज तक जैसे आपकी टीम सीख रही है. Okay. So how many mantras are there in all the Vedas together?
20,000.
More than 20,000.
Yes,
More than 20,000.
Yes, more than 20,000.
20,000.
Okay, how many mantras are there in Rig Veda?
10,552 mantras.
Okay, and Veda, I taught it in Shivir, right?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, do you remember the formula how to remember the number of the mantras in Rig Veda?
Not I should add
But
20
we have 10 wait.
Fingers.
Right?
Yeah, we
We
have
have 10 fingers in hand, 10 fingers in
and
hand
we
equal to 20.
and then
So
we
we
have
should add
hands.
1,000 to it and becomes
5
20,000.
plus 5 is 10 and
Like,
we have hands.
in our hands, we
Okay. Okay, let me explain. It is getting messed up. Okay. So how many hands you have?
2.
2. So write number 2 on the right. The first number is 2 because how many hands you have? 2. So write number 2 on the right. Okay. So how many fingers you have in your right hand?
5. Right.
Okay, then write 5 to the left to number 2. And how many fingers you have in your left hand?
5.
5.
5. It means 2, 5, 5. And how many fingers do you have together in your both hands?
10.
10. So it means I have 10 fingers. It means number 10. I have 5 fingers in my left hand, right 5. I have 5 fingers in my right hand, again right number 5. And I have 2 hands, right 2. Then the number comes 10,552. Right? So will you forget this number in future?
No good.
No way. So this is the way to comprehend the subject. Okay. So the question is, how many fingers I have in my 2 hands? That
10.
is
10.
10. Okay. So how many fingers I have in my left hand?
5.
5. How many fingers I have in my right hand?
5.
And how many hands I have?
2.
Read the number.
10,552.
Yes, this is the number of the mantras in Rig Veda. Is it easy to remember or not?
Yes.
It's easy.
Okay. How many total mantras are there in 4 Vedas?
20.
20,000.
More than 30,000.
About 20,000. So how will you remember the number 20?
The number
We
of
have
fingers we
2
have.
hands. We
Yes.
have 10 fingers and we have 10 fingers in our legs, equal
Yes.
to 20. So we should
Then-
add 1,000 to it.
So my 1 finger is equal to 1,000. I have 20 fingers. So total, the mantras are 20.
20,000.
God is very kind. He gives us an opportunity to memorize these numbers easily, right?
Yes.
They are aligned with our body. The
Guruji,
number of the mantras are aligned with our body. Yes, Surbi beta.
I remember it by like my brother's and my father's birthdays on 20 November. So I remember by that.
Great. This is one more opportunity to remember that. This is one of other ways to remember the number. Yeah, great. So you have to apply all these techniques in your regular studies as well, right? Just find out the ways how you can comprehend your subject, how you can memorize the typical numbers easily, get them connecting to your life events, right? Okay. The next question is, how many mantras are there in Yajurveda?
Oh, yeah.
1975.
Yes,
I got answer.
1975. So, does any technique help us to remember this number? Okay, is it easy to remember number 2000?
Yes.
Just subtract 25 from 2000. 2000 minus 25. 2000 minus 25. The number is 1975. Is it easy or not?
Yes.
It is easy. So just remember the number, the whole number 2000. And what all you have to do is just subtract 25 from 2000. So you will be getting the number of the mantras that are existed in the Yajurveda, and the number is 1975, right? Okay, again, the first question is, how many mantras are there? Total mantras in 4 Vedas.
More than 20,000.
20,000
Yes,
mantras.
more than 20,000.
20,000 mantras.
So how many mantras are there in Rig Veda individual?
10,552 mantras.
10,550.
So how can you remember this number? Just explain me.
There are 10
Have
fingers.
10 fingers. We
I
have
have 5 fingers in
one
my
hand.
right hand. I have 5 fingers in my left
Even
hand.
right hand
And I have 2 hands.
So,
Okay. Okay, great. Now, Surabhi, you explain the same thing.
sir, we have 10 fingers in both the hands total. 5
Hmm.
fingers in the left hand and 5 fingers in the right hand. So, we have 2 hands. So, the number is 10,552.
Great. Next question is, how many mantras are there in Yajurveda?
1975.
575.
How will you remember this number?
2000.
Minus 25 from 20 from
2000 minus
25,000.
25.
Yes. So just minus the number 25 from the whole number of 2000, then you will be getting the answer 1975. Okay, the next question is, how many mantras are there in Samaveda?
1549.
No, you are wrong.
Steeper.
Just
18.
minus 100 from the number of the mantras of the Yajurveda.
Okay, 1875.
That's right. What all you have to do is just find out the number of the mantras of the Yajurveda, that is 1975. Just subtract 100 from that number. Right? So you will be getting what number?
1875.
1,875.
That's it. So this is the number of the mantras in Samaveda. Right? And finally, how many mantras are there in Atharva Veda? Okay. Sometimes in Vedic literature, in Ved mantras, okay, 1, 2, 3, this is the counting, right?
Yes.
This is the counting. And interestingly, the number 1 is totally dedicated for God in some mantras. Okay, just remove that one. So we are left with 2, 3. It means 23. Just minus this number, it means 23 from 6,000. Minus 23. So what is the number? Make your calculations and give me the answer.
5,000.
6,077.
No, beta, 6,000 minus 23.
5,987.
Really?
No.
Who will be the first?
Wait.
5,977.
Yes, that is the right answer.
5,977.
Yes. So how to remember this number? Again, I am saying the regular counting is 1, 2, 3. This is the natural counting. But the first number 1 is dedicated for God. Just remove it. Then we are left with what number? 2 and 3. It means 23. Just minus, subtract the number 23 from 6,000. Okay? That's it. It means the number is 5,977. Got it? So, Deepthi Beta, would you like to say something? Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Again. So, how many total mantras are there in 4 Vedas?
20,000.
20,000.
More than 20,000.
More than 20,000. Okay. How many mantras are there in Rig Veda?
10,500.
10,552.
Right. Okay. How many mantras are there in Yajurveda?
1975.
Great. How many mantras are there in Samaveda?
875.
How will you remember this number?
By subtracting
They are going to see
100
from the
Yajurveda.
Yes, that's by subtracting number 100 from the number of the mantras of the Yajurveda. It means 1975. Right? Okay. How many mantras are there in Atharva Veda?
5977.
Okay. And
Guruji,
there is one minute. Okay. Interestingly, there is one more thing in this number. 5977. Okay. What is that one? So 5977. So divide this number into two parts, 59 and 77. If you add 7 and 7 together, you will get the same answer. If you add the two numbers 5 and 9, you will be getting the same answer. That is 1/4.
oh yes.
Right? So if you break down the number of the mantras in Atharva Veda into two parts, the first part is 5/9 and the second part is 7/7. If you add the numbers in the first part that are 5 and 9 together, you will get 14. And if you add the two numbers that are in the second part that are 7/7, so you will get the same answer, 14. So these kind of tricks will help you to remember the number. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now what else? The time is almost.
Guruji, I had a question to ask.
G
Oh.
Veda.
Isn't all the numbers, all the mantras in the Vedas, like the number is 19,389?
No, more than 20,000.
But I added all these mantras which are there in Rig Veda, Yajur Veda. and
You are making some mistake.
One second.
Otherwise, I am making some mistake.
1 second, Guruji.
Okay.
I'm just checking online.
Guruji, how many mantras are there in the Atharva Veda?
Yes, I am getting the number 20,379.
Okay, 1 second.
Yes.
Guruji, how many mantras are there in the Acharya Veda?
5,977.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, even I got 20,389.
Yes, 379.
79.
79. So this is what I was saying, more than 20,000 mantras.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. So was this subject interesting or not?
It was
Very interesting.
Okay. So who created God? The next question is, who created God?
Nobody created
God wasn't created. He was there from the beginning of the creation.
God created us.
Sir, we don't know. I know.
Okay, just me rephrase the question. Did God create himself or did God created God?
God. God. So God was never created. He was existent from ever.
Means,
So our original question is, who created God? So the answer is, human beings created God.
No.
Human beings are creating new gods. Every day there is a new God.
I'm like the other names of gods every day.
Some time ago there was no Sai Baba, and all of a sudden Sai Baba came to the era and he says, I am God. A new God comes. So who created God? Any guess? So the
Human
right
being.
answer is no, no one. God is never born and never dies because God is eternal.
My answer was correct.
Yes, your answer was right. Okay. So God is one of the self-existed entities. So God is one of the self-existed entities, one of the eternal entities. So our question was, who created God? So no one. Why? God is never born and God never dies. God is eternal. An eternal entity cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. An eternal entity cannot be neither be created nor be destroyed. So God is an eternal entity. It means God cannot be created, God cannot be destroyed. He existed forever. He existed forever. Right? So I think we should stop our session here. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask it. So Pranshi बेटा आप तो कह रहे थे कि बीच में जाएंगी, आप गई नहीं?
आज की क्लास बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगी ना प्रांशी? आज
जी।
मुझे भी अच्छे से याद हो गए सारे नंबर्स, नहीं तो मेरे को अथर्ववेद तो कभी नहीं याद होता था।
हाँ, स्वाति जी ये सबके साथ होता है, इसीलिए मैंने इसको नंबर गेम बना दिया ताकि सबको याद।
बहुत, हाँ, और आचार्य जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ना, बच्चों कितने अच्छे से हम लोग को ये ट्रिक्स भी सिखा रहे हैं, अभी मम्मी पापा को सिखाना है ये ट्रिक्स, और आप अपने लाइफ में भी सब आगे पढ़ेंगे, पढ़ाई करते हैं उसमें भी सब ये यूज कर सकते हैं।
बेटा जब आप कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी करते हो, जब क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस को आपने कॉम्प्रिहेंड करना होता है, वहां पर ये ट्रिक्स काम आएंगे। आप यहाँ जो सीखते हो अपने रेगुलर लाइफ की स्टडीज के ऊपर भी इन ट्रिक्स को अप्लाई करो, तो तब आपको चीजें आसानी से समझ में आएंगी, लंबे समय तक याद रहेंगी। ठीक है? ओके, एनी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम यू? Okay, so I am happy to be with all of you, and who is going to conclude today's class with the chanting of Shanti Mantra? Ayushi.
Guruji,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything called Kundali?
Is there anything
Called Kundali?
Kundali?
कुंडली।
Yes, our jalebi is a Kundali. Kundali means anything that is in circular shape. Okay, if you are talking about the Kundalini yoga and Kundali, so it is not the right time for you. Okay, ask the question after 5 years. Ask the same question me after 5 years. Then I will explain that. Okay. So Surabhi is ready to say to chant Shanti Mantra, right?
Yes, sir.
Really? Okay. Let us start the Shanti Mantra.
Om Dhur Shanti Antariksh Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspate Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Reti Sama Shanti Vedi Shanti Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspati.
Okay. You error में फंस गई हो. Okay. Next to Ayushi.
Yes, Acharya ji.
जी बेटा, शांति मंत्र.
ॐ द्यौ शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ओम शांति 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 ओम।
बहुत सुंदर। सब बच्चों को बहुत नमस्ते बेटा। प्लीज अपने पेरेंट्स
धन्यवाद आचार्य जी।
धन्यवाद गुरुजी। नमस्ते स्वाति
बेटा।
आंटी।
धन्यवाद आचार्य जी नमस्ते।
धन्यवाद आचार्य जी। धन्यवाद
अच्छा
आचार्य जी।
बच्चों, आचार्य जी आ रहे हैं जुलाई एंड में। ओके, आप लोग सब लोग मिलिएगा। अब जरूर से हमने एक सेशन रखा है सैटरडे को।
नमस्ते।